instinct as your love bank balance enters into the negative territory is your taker becomes stronger and stronger and stronger. You fail to realize that you fall in and out of love based off of needs met or unmet. Remember, we explained before that you have bank accounts with every person you know. You have a bank account with your friends. You have a bank account with your coworkers. You have a bank account with your boss. You have a bank account with your son or your daughter, your grandparents. The only difference between those relationships that are being made positive deposits in your bank account or negative withdrawals out of your bank account, the only difference between those relationships in your marriage is you can't get out of your marriage. So what ends up happening is you begin to have multiple withdrawals out of your love bank from your spouse. You enter into negative territory and overdraft fees kick in, baby. And that's when you go from liking someone to tolerating someone. I hate my wife. That's how it happens. Because your boss, you can quit your job. Your friend, you can say, go take a hike. Your grandparents says, well, your cookies aren't that good anyway. Forget you. You can remove other people out of your life. However, your spouse is the only individual you're stuck with. And being stuck with them, if you're not careful, those withdrawals you'll continuously make, and you will not only fall out of love with your partner, but you will begin to hate your partner. This is why divorce courts exist. This is why Judge Judy has a job. Or better yet, more properly identified, you become numb. You're numb. When you become calloused, the feet of a camel, somebody who spends their life on their hands and knees, their elbows become calloused. You don't feel it anymore. You're numb. And in being numb, it's almost just as scary because you've learned to be on the tofu diet. Oh, it doesn't bother me that when we have sex once a month. It's no big deal. It doesn't bother me that he never holds my hand. Not a big deal. That's just the way we are. We've just accepted it. It's our marriage. You're on the tofu diet. And tofu's gross. It's not recommended. I want a steak. The more your love bank balance suffers, the stronger your taker becomes. All those overdraft fees, negative balance fees, maintenance fees has a greater cost. Because not only do you end up living in the negative with your partner, but you also have to fight the tendency to not allow your taker to take over. Listen to me very closely. Relationships that are based upon sacrifice are doomed for failure. Relationships based upon sacrifice, one partner sacrificing at the expense of their partner, is doomed for failure. Because one day you're going to wake up to that person and you're not going to have the feelings of love any longer. And we've already established the way that we curb the divorce rate is it's not from commitment, it's not from communication, it's not happy wife, happy life. In fact, it's maintaining a state of being in love. This is how you not only get into your 50s, but you're also in your 50s and you have not just a story to tell and going, well, you know, I'm telling you, it's just commitment. Younger generation, they don't believe in marriage anymore. Meanwhile, their marriage is loveless. I'm like, sorry, I don't want that. That's not the example I want. I want to be making out with my wife in the grocery store. That's the standard. Being in love with my wife is the standard. Not just making it. Not just making it on the tofu diet. Don't be a renter. A renter will sacrifice at the expense of their partner because lots of times they lack the drive or the know-how to enthusiastically agree upon everything. Everything. You didn't hear me. Everything. Every decision. If you walk through in your binder the needs of each individual partner, between sexual fulfillment, between openness and honesty, between affection, between domestic support, family commitment, all of those intricacies, all of those nuances, you're making decisions as a husband and wife enthusiastically in agreement. Not just making an agreement. That's not what I'm talking about. Enthusiastically, both partners are 100% in agreement. And what's going to happen to your marriage when you make that policy the minimum of your marriage? The minimum requirement. It's going to force you to talk a lot more. Buckle up. It's the way God designed it.